Hey everyone, it's a crafter crocheter back for another video. This is episode 61 and we have old man here. My door is open. It's closed but it's not latched, so you might see it move. I have another cat, so he might come in and join. But we had to take old man to the vet the day before yesterday, which was Friday. Yeah, Friday. Here he comes. He had a toenail that was in his gripper pad. And I have a toenail and I'm going to show you. So this is his toenail right here. This is gross, I know, but so where my nail is, where my nails are, that's how far it was in his foot, in his little gripper pad, which is pretty far. It's getting a scab on it, so it's getting better. Tonight I am drinking out of my Christmas mug. I love this mug. My twin cousins got me this when they were doing Secret Santa shop at school. And I'm drinking a Jack Frost tea. It's actually cold, but I can drink tea when it's cold, hot tea when it's cold. It tastes pretty good. I use Splenda. I put like 30 packs in, so I like a little bit of tea with my sugar, okay? I have a lot of stuff to show you tonight, so it's probably going to be a long video. I do have some loom knitting tonight that I want to show you. I finished one hat and started another one because first, let me just get this out, okay? I got this humongous bag at Michael's for like $1. Maybe it was $1.99. It is completely filled of variegated yarn. And I am trying to find things to do with variegated yarn because I have more variegated yarn than I do solid colors. I mean, a lot of it I could probably put. I think what I'm going to do, since I need more hats and I'm just not feeling crochet hats anymore, at least for right now. So my plan is to make some loom knitted hats because I started like 4 crochet hats with the variegated yarn and I just was not feeling them. I changed hooks, I changed colors. I just don't like it anymore right now. At least right now I don't. I had ice cream a couple minutes ago, so still have to take my bowl down, but I think this is what he wants. This is his kitty treat container. I think it's kitty treats. And my other cat left, so I don't give him very much. It's just I got them a container for Christmas, and my mom got them a container for Christmas, and I just combined the two. So let's get my loom knitted project out of the way first because it's right here. So I am using, I think, my 36 peg loom, and I am doing the figure 8 stitch because I got tired of doing the what's it called, the regular loom knit stitch, and I don't do the purl, so I do the flat knit and then E-wrap, flat knit, E-wrap every other row. So one row is E-wrap, the next row is U-wrap, I think is what it is. Here, you have a couple pieces left, son. he's my oldest. That's a joke now. I have 2 cats. This one's 17 and the other one's 13. But yeah, so this You went down now. I can do that. There you go. Oh, he's there. Just laying down. So this is Red Heart Super Saver. I have a jumbo. And I always get jumbo black and jumbo white because I use it a lot. And then this, I think, is, I got it at Joann's. I'm not even sure of the colorway. I think it's like Parfait or something. But don't, I don't remember what I'm trying to say. Don't think of me, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like, oh, here it is. Okay, it's just called Parfait. So, my plan is to use up a lot of the skein with this project, because I don't even know how many rows I'm on. I'm on row 5, and I usually do like 24, 25, 26, depending on if I want it slouchy or not. So, that's what I'll be working on after I make this video and upload it, because I forgot to tell you, it is 9:14 p.m. and it's the 11th of February already, 2018. Valentine's Day is 3 days away. If you ask me, Valentine's is a little overrated. I guess maybe if I had somebody to spend it with, it wouldn't be so bad, but you guys can give me a thumbs down. That's just my opinion. I think if you have somebody special, you should celebrate your love every single day, not one day a year. That's just me, though. So I have lots of whips. I will talk about that bag in another part of the podcast. So we're gonna go to my finished objects. And I just have like stuff thrown everywhere. Maybe I can set this like right here and then put everything back in here. I don't want to show anything, like really show anything. So I'll just kind of, oops, I just gave you a preview of all that stuff. So okay, now my bin is empty. Oh, it's a stitch marker. I have them things everywhere. Okay, we'll show this one first because it's here. So I have been on a cowl scarf kick. So I made, it's upside down. So I've been making cowls and scarves for the last this whole week. And I have a lot to show. So this is in the color, in the yarn, Polo Stripe by Red Heart Super Saver Stripes. And I just did a simple V-stitch. So here's one side, and here's another side, and I love how it's striped with the purples and the reds. So I have that one. Then I made this one, which is just a simple, oh yeah, I'm showing you the seam. So it's a simple cowl. It is made with loops and threads. I think I have it right here. Charisma. And I got this really, really nice cowl out of it. It's the Stormy colorway. And doing it that, I played Yarn Chicken. And I won. It's always nice when you play Yarn Chicken and you win. Then, oh my god, I gotta start talking about these. So, when I was doing a lot of the shawls, as you notice, there'll be one shawl in this podcast, but that's a whip, and I'm not real happy with it. But, so when I was buying yarn for my shawls, I usually got 3 skeins if I was doing a variegated one. if I was doing like a Red Heart Super Saver variegated one. He's laying on the floor looking at the door, whatever. So I got 3 skeins of the stripes as this one is blowing out. So this is the fruity stripe colorway. It has bright yellow, bright orange, bright pink, and like a red. So I got 1, 2, 3. So this is a V-stitch, the top one right here. That's a V-stitch. These other 2, I just did with a little bit of my hair. I just did the crochet mesh, double crochet mesh stitch, which is the chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. So I got 3 out of 2 skein, or 2 cakes. Then I did this one, which is a big, it's tall. See how tall it is? And you can double this one. It's just a little tight. So this is Red Heart Super Saver Gumdrop. So that is that one. These are going to the church. I might throw 1 or 2 of them in the it's like right there at the tip of my tongue, but I can't think about it. The homeless shelter. That's what it was. That's what it is. Then, oh, I have another one. This is also the polo stripe. Then I made this one. Now, this is some of the yarn that I got at Hobby Lobby. And I didn't have enough of it to do a long scarf. But I did have enough of it to do a nice cowl. And I didn't want to just sew it up. So I had some of these really pretty buttons. The 2 outer ones are like a blue, and the middle one is like a teal color. But I think they go really nice with it, and more of my hair. But isn't that always our problem? We're always putting a little of our DNA into each project that we make. So yeah, I have no idea what this colorway is. I can look it up. I'll look it up. Because I always keep this like right here beside my desk anyway, because that's just how I do it, I guess. Okay, so apparently I didn't keep that, or apparently I didn't keep that, or it's like another one that I can't tell. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not real familiar with Hobby Lobby because I don't have one like real close to me. I have a Joann's and a Michael's, and hopefully my mom gets her car soon so we can go to Joann's. Then I finished with a little bit of fabric. I was making bags these last couple of days, and I made a loom knit hat. This is 2 strands held together from 1 cake in the color Black Light. And as you can see, a lot of green and black. Then we have orange and purple. Then pink and red. But yeah. And I put a pom-pom on it because I couldn't seem to get it stitched. I mean, okay, I lied. I just put a pom-pom on because I have a lot of this color left. It's not enough to do a shawl. Or, not a shawl. It's not enough to do a scarf, and it's not enough to do another hat. So, it's going to go in one of my projects that I'm planning. Which I already started, but it's only a little bit. So, I was looking in one of my books the other day, and I've been wanting to make like a lapgan or whatever, and I wanted to do something other than squares or, you know, rows. So I thought it would be nice to do triangles. So I did 2 triangles, but I'm not happy with how they turned out. So I guess they would have went like this, and then my next one would have went continued, but I wasn't happy with them. So I scrapped that idea. So that is all my finished objects, which is a lot. Now, I'm gonna get a drink. Need to see me get a chill. So now let's head to my whips. So I'm going to show you this one first because it's right on top of my pile. So I've been wanting for like a really, really long time. I got hair, like I just brushed my hair because I had it up in a ponytail. And I wanted it kind of nice for the podcast. So I've been wanting to do a granny rectangle for a really, really long time. But I can never find a way to start it or the color scheme that I wanted. Then I seen Fiber Flux. I seen her do the granny, what is it, like granny scrap thing. So I didn't want to do another granny square, but I did start 2 granny squares, and I have a project for those in mind. So I decided that I'm gonna do her type of thing with the scraps, but I'm gonna do it in rectangle form. So I started this, and I got the pattern off of the Crochet Crowd, doing the rectangle. And so I started it, and it's gonna be a nice size lapkin once I get it finished, and then it's gonna go to wherever I decide to donate it. Because I want to make 6 lapgans this year. And if I can, they're all going to be granny rectangles. Just saying. My next whip is just a V. I love the V-stitch. The V-stitch, it's going to be a scarf, I think. Or I might make it into a shorter cowl and use some more of my buttons because I have a lot of buttons. But, so this is in the Wildflower colorway, Red Heart Super Saver. And, I only got that far, which isn't really a lot. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 9 rows. But I've learned something. If you're tired, don't crochet, but at night is when I do some of my best, quickest work. The most work is when I do it at night. Because, like, during the day, you have all the interruptions. Like, you have to go to the bath. I mean, you have to go to the bathroom at night, too. But sometimes, like, I have other things to do. Like, I got supper started today. But I didn't work on anything today until I came upstairs. So my second, or technically this is my third. This is my third. I started this shawl. Not a fan of it. First of all, it curls down here at the bottom. Well, I guess that's not too bad. But I got this. Okay, the real problem I'm having is I lost one of my hooks, and I cannot find the freaking hook anywhere. Nowhere. It's not in my case. I had my crochet case in the Michael's bag that I got with the anchors on this side. It's not in there. I was hoping it would be in there, but it's not. And that's the hook I was using for this. So this is going to have to be put on hold because it is taking me forever. I am using Lion Brand Mandala. And this is the Autumn Skies shawl by Flux. If I remember, I will link her below. And I will try to link everything below if I can remember. Actually, I'm just going to make myself a note right now. And all I'm going to say on is links. And put that right there so that I know to link everything. Because a couple people last time, I said I was going to link something and I didn't. And I completely forgot. And they asked me for the shawl pattern. The shawls that I was doing a lot of, that I burned myself out with. So, living in my sugar skull bag. So far, these are holding up really, really nice. As you know, I made myself project bags because some of my shawls were getting too big to store in Ziploc bags, so I had to go to an alternative. So, right in this bag, I am doing granny squares, but I have a plan. Where's my other one? Okay, I know there's two in here somewhere. Oh, there he is. So I'm doing, sorry, my head is so itchy today. So I'm doing bright yellow, and the mainstays burgundy, which I have a lot of this from the, oh, it must be raining outside. I have a lot of this from, that burgundy and gray blanket I did for one of my coworkers. So I made just a regular granny square. I am doing 2 rows of one, 2 rows of the other, back and forth, and then I'm gonna put black, a single crochet of black around so that I can whip stitch them together. I need 4 of them. I'm only doing 2 of the same right now, and then I will do the opposite. And this is eventually going to be a poncho, which you take 4 granny squares together, you sew 2 together, then you sew 2 together, and then you sew them 2 together. It's a lot. When I first seen it, it was a little complicated. And then I'm like, okay, so you just sew 2 granny squares together, and then you sew the seam together. Pretty standard. Get my big bag of variegated yarn. So, with the variegated yarn, I know I'm changing topics, but with the variegated yarn, I'm planning on just making loom knit hats out of them. Now, it depends on if I'm probably going to put a solid color with them. Like, there's black in this color, so I just decided to put black. But, like, this one I'll probably put white. And this one I'll probably put white. That would look really cool with white. And this one I'll probably put with, maybe a brown. I have brown now. So yeah. I'll have to make a list of, because I have a doctor's appointment on Friday. And usually I go to my mom's house Wednesday through Friday and come home on Friday night. But since I have a doctor's appointment Friday morning, I'm going up tomorrow and staying until and then coming home on Thursday. So I'm going to be up there an extra day. So I want to take several, because I did like all of this work within half hour. So I want to take several hats with me to work on them. Then I got a while ago I got a bunch of this yarn. It's the Big Twist Rainbow Classic, 100% acrylic, and there's 8 ounces, 227 grams, 447 yards, and 409 meters. And this is the color Fun Brights. And I started a shawl. And it looks like this. It really is that bright. And it's super fluffy. So I will link this shawl pattern. It is by Fiber Spider, and he has some of the prettiest shawls that I've ever seen on his channel. So if you have not, he does a lot of sorry, I cracked my ankle. It's been hurting all day, and when it does that, it needs to crack. So then I made, going way off topic, I made this bag. And a viewer suggested about sewing the top together to make it more sturdy, and I did that, and it does work. But this is another shawl. It is in the Jurassic colorway. This is the yarn that has the 4 different yarns on it. I am using one of my biggest hooks, and I think I'm just going to continue with this one because I have tried the granny shawl. I have tried several other shawls. I've tried other stitches, and that one seems to be working the best. I have another color. I think it's called Posy Pop, and it's like pink, white, and green, and that's going to be one of these too. So I made myself a couple more bags, and I don't know where they all went to. But here's this one. I put yellow with a piece of my hair attached to it. So I made this bag, and it has yellow ribbon. And all my bags have little pockets on them, because when I do a project and I put it in here, I have to open up the bag to see what's in here. So I just put these little things, and am using the cardboard that came in my fabric to kind of mark down like what project I'm using and the hook I'm using. So that's just a little tip. And then here's my blue camo bag. And I think this is my last wet. I had other project bags, but oh, they're way over there, and I'm not even going to show you. So my last podcast, I had showed you this poncho, and you guys suggested that I either cinch it up here, up the top, and make it smaller for a kid, or to sleeve it and make it big enough for an adult. I am going to leave it as it is and continue adding to the bottom to leave it for an adult. There's another size, because when I did this one, I changed 160. The next one, I am going to chain 130 and actual follow her pattern and her stitch count, because I wanted mine for an adult, and I didn't think it would be that big. But since it is, I know that I have to do a smaller amount. And I had this container full of glue, and making as many bags as I had, if you can see, I have this much glue left where my fingernail is. But that made a whole ton of bags. So, and for the things, since I didn't think I had enough glue, I used this smelly stuff. If you have a headache, do not use this stuff, because it is very, very, it has a very, very chemically smell. I don't even think that's a word. But if you have a headache and you don't do fumes very good, do not use that stuff. Especially indoors. And my stuff just fell. So I got a small bag of yarn today that one of my co-workers had. So she had some yellow. She had some green. These are like baby colors. Then she had this mess. See this mess? So when I come home, the green's in there too. It's pink and green. Look at this mess. So when I get home, and you want to see the back part? Just look at that. Right here. Look at that. So when I get home on Thursday, that's what I'll be working on. I appreciate the yarn, but you could have given me a little bit of a heads up saying there's a humongous knot in there. So that is all I have. Wow, almost 32 minutes. So that is everything that I wanted to talk about tonight. I guess my boys left, which is completely fine. I am just going to write down fiber flux. If you want to do, what is hers? The autumn skies. And his shawl that I am doing. And, basically, the loom knit hats, those, I don't really have a recipe or anything. I got the stitch from Luma Hat. I don't know if you would want me to link her tutorial for loom knit hats. The poncho and stuff I found on Pinterest, which I love Pinterest. I love Instagram and Pinterest because you can find some really, really cool things on there. But I think that is it for tonight. It is 9:41 p.m. tonight, and this is going to be a long one. It is going to take a while to load. So I am going to cut it here. I hope you guys have a great beginning of your week. Tomorrow is Monday. I do want to say a huge thank you to my 183 subscribers. I cannot believe, like I keep saying, that every single week 183 people watch me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. If you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. And if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below. It is hot in my room. Holy crap. I even have my vent closed, and it's still hot in here. So, I think that's everything. Hope you guys have a great week. Bye.